Back with another episode of Oneness
Oneness, yes.
with Majestic Queen.
Good evening.
Today we're going to talk about relationships. It's a very important topic in today's society. It's very polarizing as well.
Yes.
But the more I converse with people today, it's around relationships. I think it's where we have the biggest challenges, whether you're single trying to find someone or whether you're married and trying to figure out how to make it work. Let's talk about relationships. We're going to jump into that one today.
All right.
So the first question would be, should you get married and why?
It is important to get married, of course. Marriage is union between two people that is co-creative, reproductive, and all depending also. I'm going to be very cautious because this can go several ways. Not everyone wants to get married. Not everyone is interested in marriage because marriage is a responsibility. A union between two people takes work. It has to be the two in a team, working together in order to create, as I say, I call this milk and honey. For the milk and honey, the outcome of the milk and honey, it takes compromise. It takes respect for each other. It takes the understanding of the two. It takes communication. Communication. Number one, you must communicate about everything. And not everything two people will agree upon because they're individuals, right? We're all individuals with different characters, different viewpoints, different lens in the way we see things. So when you come into union marriage, the two should have an agreement to disagree, first of all. You should agree to disagree because you already know that you're not going to agree upon everything.
Right.
And communicate until you find the middle ground, a balance of the differences that you have. Before marriage, two people should learn the characteristics of each other, learn about each other. It is very important to learn about the other person, likes and dislikes. What is it they're looking for as a long-term relationship?
Right.
When I coach, I often say this to someone or the couple or whomever I'm speaking with at the time. I would say, go to the end of your life. And at the end of your life, what do you see there? What is it that you desired at that point? What is it out of life that you were desiring to have? And track it back to now. And this is the blueprint you begin to co-create in order to have that outcome.
So what I'm hearing is for anyone to figure out or decide whether they should get married or not, they first have to ask themselves, okay, what is the outcome you want of your life?
Yes.
Right? And I think that's important because, some people see their lives as pursuing careers. Some see their lives as pursuing family. And I think depending on where your focus is should determine whether or not you get married, right?
Yes and no at the same time.
Okay.
Because a career will never fulfill you at the end of life. It was not what God intended. It was not what He created. He created man and woman and He said to them, co-create. Therefore, what are we co-creating in life?
Right.
Because we could go through life seeking after all these things. And for me, Solomon was the greatest lesson. I've read Solomon, I've studied Solomon. The greatest lesson came from him. Why? Because at the end of his life, what did he say? It is all in vain. It is all meaningless. He had everything he desired when it came to wealth, when it came to things, he owned the world basically, right? All the concubines and women and at the end of life, it was all in vain. Because at the end, and me being in that situation where I was at that point, at the end of life, saying goodbye, you come to realize that there is nothing in this world that means anything other than love, your loved one, your family, those around you that you cherished, because you're not taking anything with you.
Yeah.
So seeking after a career, and it is all good to have these things. There's nothing wrong in having, because God blessed us with it all. And he did not say for us not to be wealthy.
Right.
We can seek after wealth,
Yeah.
but wealth should not come before love
Yeah.
or a partner or the union.
Yeah.
It should never be before an individual,
Yeah. Yeah.
because in the end of the life, it will not. You cannot bring it with you. You could not say, God, here, this is what I did.
Yeah. Yeah. You're absolutely right. Right. Today's dating scene is very perplexing to me. Right. Simply because I hear a lot of what people want. They're very self-centered in terms of what they want, right? How does that parlay to what God's design is for marriage, right? And what we should be looking for in partnership?
You cannot be if you're going to be a self-centered person, you should never get married, because being in a union is no longer about yourself. It's about the other person.
Right.
And that is what God created. When he created the man, whom becomes the head
Right.
of the wife, and not in a power struggle of a manner. He created him to be the umbrella, the leader.
Yeah.
And he created woman to become partnership, to be a helpmate. So I think of it as the pilot and the co-pilot, right? He's the pilot and she's the co-pilot.
Right.
And so he's piloting the direction of life, and she's co-piloting. So whenever there's a situation, a problem, the two comes together. And of course, the man is going to make a decision, and the woman probably likes or don't like. She will probably not agree.
Right.
However, that should be a communication to come to a middle ground. Always, it should not be, well, this is my decision and this is how it goes.
Right.
Then the relationship will go left or right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? You will not have a balance, and you will not keep moving forward. Then you create an imbalance. And if a woman becomes a leader of a relationship, you have complete imbalance.
Right.
Which therefore the man feels invalid, which should not be. Which should not be, because he is the leader and he is the umbrella of her.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to go back to, why should people get, or if people should get married, right? Because I think that's a very important topic today. People are trying to figure out, should they just stay in situationships or should they get married, right? The world today, I sees marriage as a contract, where in fact marriage is a covenant before God.
Absolutely.
Right? So I see the world treating a covenant like a contract. So it's very easy for them to say, I want to break this contract. Well, yeah, it's easy to break a contract, there are ramifications, but the seriousness of a covenant is where I see most people missing it and thinking, yeah, it's just a quick decision. Maybe not a quick decision, but it's a decision that is, they get to that decision fairly quickly, and it seems to be easy for them to dismiss it, right? Why should people get married?
Okay, so the reason I believe, and I see also as I observe, why it became contractional is because God is taken out of our heart today, right? The heart is, we're no longer living life this way.
Yeah.
Everyone is living life seeking this way.
Yeah.
Life is first this way. And once we keep it with Him in union, in oneness, you cannot put a union contractional. It is not in God's word, if we read it, He never said you are signing a contract when you get married.
Right.
You're coming to get, two souls are coming together as one.
Yeah.
And you become one. Back in history, in the days when it began, there was no contract. Right? There was no contract made. What was made was the union coming together.
Right.
And when the two people, the first night of that unionship, come together, the two souls become one.
Yeah.
And this is what is being left out of unions today is being forgotten.
Yeah.
It is not being taught. I think education. This is where education is lacking, because spirituality is taken out of schools. It's taken out of basically even the churches today. You know, they're not speaking of unionship.
Yeah.
As two people harmonizing together. Unionship has become in such a way that the mindset they're training the mind to master how to live together.
Right.
You cannot master.
Yeah.
It's a journey. Marriage is a journey and not a destination. Okay, so, and that's something else that people needs to get out of this. I need to get to this destination, or we have to go to that. No. It's a journey until the end of life.
Yeah. Very important way to think about it, right? And you made an important point in that, we go back to Adam and Eve. There was no contract.
Exactly.
Right? There was no, let's pause for this part of this service. Let's go over to the table. Let's sign some documents. There was none of that, right? God, made Eve from Adam. God was the one that decided that Adam shouldn't be alone. And he created Eve as that helpmate, that support, right?
Yes.
What would you say to women today who are looking for a partner, looking to get married?
When you're looking to get married, I strongly believe that you should study the Proverbs 31 woman. Yes, absolutely.
I agree.
The Proverbs 31 woman, it is the center. It is the center of God's creation, is what a wife should be. There's a difference between having a girlfriend or, just a situationship, or a wife. A wife is a Proverbs 31 woman. The balance between her creating a home, not a house. There's a difference between having a home and a house also.
Yeah.
A marriage, Proverbs 31 woman creates a peaceful home. She creates a harmonious home. She creates balance.
Yeah.
She creates a peace of mind for the husband. She in supporting, in loving, in caring, in cherishing, in being his right hands. She walks with him side by side. A Proverbs 31 woman supports the value of him.
Right.
Lift him up to his highest. It is, for example, I will go back. I made a comment about Mrs. Obama. Mr. and Mrs. Obama are two leadership role of marriage that many should look up to. They lead the path of exactly what God created. She left her career. She supported him through the White House.
Yeah.
She stood by him. And a Proverbs 31 woman should also first a woman needs to find herself.
Right.
From a girl,
that's important,
to a woman. That this is the significance between just a girl and becoming a Proverbs 31 woman. She needs to find who she is.
Yeah.
Because when you get married, you're not looking for a father. You're getting married to a husband. Okay, you leave your parents' home and cleave to the husband.
Right.
I'm speaking on the wife side now, and vice versa. If we take the gender out of this, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
Because a husband also leave home and cleave to his wife.
Yeah.
So that unionship becomes the center of God and the two people. It should not leave anywhere. It should not go anywhere. No one should come into that circle of that unionship than God and those two people. So a woman needs to find, who is she? What values does she carry?
Yeah.
Become her full value within herself, her oneness, find her own peace, fill her own cup, be able to be independent in the sense of, can she provide for herself if he's not around? Can she provide for him if something goes, wrong? So she needs to first find her center, find her inner peace, find her calm, find out her characteristics, her likes and dislikes, because you cannot come into a union and depend on the man to figure you out or to find you. It's not going to work.
Yes.
You're going to go through years of arguments trying to figure
love
this
that
out.
point, right? How does a woman find her inner peace before getting married?
She needs to go inwards. You have to go inwards, and it's a maturity. You become mature. It's emotional maturity. A younger girl, there's a difference because she's growing into a woman.
Yeah.
So she's going to probably be more flirty, or she's going to be out there having situationships, and which I don't agree upon, anyways. But trying to figure out herself. She needs to take time to herself. Be with yourself, in yourself, and by yourself. A woman needs to have at least a couple of years in this environment. Being by yourself, being with yourself, and this gives you the time to meditate with yourself, to figure out, who am I? What am I desiring? What would I like? I'm getting married. If I want to get married, what do I bring to this marriage? And I, again, will go back, study Proverbs 31.
Proverbs 31.
Woman.
So, ladies. Okay? Ladies.
The man is speaking.
The man is speaking. The Bible says that he who finds a wife finds a good thing, right?
Yes.
Not he who finds a girlfriend, not he who finds a situationship, not he who finds a relationship, he who finds a wife. And a wife, the roadmap for a wife is in Proverbs 31.
Yes.
Proverbs 31. So if you're trying to figure out, what do I need to do? Right? I'm not finding the man that I desire. Ask yourself, are you a Proverbs 31 woman? And if not, then that should be your guiding light.
Absolutely.
Right? Now, there's an element of being a wife as well, that today there's an unconventional way that's being, pushed into the world versus conventional, where a wife, as a support mate, tends to take on more of the supporting roles within a marriage, right? Supporting roles could be more inside the house. It could be the cooking, the cleaning that we traditionally talk about. Whereas the man, as the provider, is generally out there figuring out ways to provide for his family. That's where typical work comes in. That's where manual labor comes in. So what would you say to this generation of women who are thinking, I could do it all on my own, right? I'm making my money. I don't need no man. What do you say to these women?
Okay, so I'm going to bring this back to me on a personal level first, okay? A woman could never live without a man.
Woo!
Never.
Shots
we
fired.
were not made. The world was not created that way, first and foremost. This is why God created Eve for Adam and Adam for Eve. Right? He first created man and said, well, man should not be alone. So a woman that has her mind that I can do all things by myself and I am the most powerful, no. A woman cannot do what a man can do. It is not possible. It was not created that way. First, we can do a lot of things. A woman, we are able to multitask because we give birth to children. And we multitask when you have children. So we have the capacity to multitask. Can we do what a man can do? No. He is stronger in the sense of physical strength. Please do not hear what I'm not saying. A woman can also be strong physically to do things. Okay. A man was created to be a hunter. Therefore, a hunter not in the sense of hunting women. Hunting for life itself. He has the ability to do so. A woman does not. Especially when you have children, right? So you're trying to take care of the kids and you're running a home and you're, it is the desire of doing so. It's not something you say, I'm going to do. No. It doesn't function like that. and then you blame the man for not being at home, or but hold on a minute, you would like him to provide for you,
Right.
so where's the balance in that?
Yes,
right?
yes. Very good point, right? Because and this is something that I say to a lot of women who say they want, a high income earning man, right, or someone of prominence or of worth. It takes money and time, or I'd say more time, to generate that type of income, right? And I think that's where sometimes there's a misalignment in, the reality is the more a man creates or makes, there's a demand on that time to make that type of income.
Of course.
Right? So that time needs to be allocated. So he may not be home as much as a stay-at-home father or a 9-to-5 father who's like, I'm just done, I come home and sit down, crack a beer and watch TV. Now nothing's wrong with that, but I think once you start looking at what it is you want, if it's that echelon of a man, you got to also understand what comes with it.
Exactly.
And that means there's a little bit more time he's going to be away. He may not see all the games if you have kids, right? He may not be there all the time. So I think it's an important factor.
Well, not every woman is looking for that caliber also. And it's always a balance. So again, we go back to what is it that you're desiring? If you desire that caliber of lifestyle, where you want to drive a type of car or have, I don't know, a 6-bedroom house,
right.
or you have to come to the realization, the woman has to realize he's probably, the husband will probably be out of the house 80% of the time, because he's trying to make that income to provide that lifestyle. So what is it that you're desiring? Is it a lifestyle you're desiring, or is it a harmonious home?
Right.
So find the balance. Personally, I'm desiring the harmonious home, because the things are just things at the end of the day.
Right.
Having a 6-bedroom house or a 4, it's meaningless. In the end of my life, it's meaningless. I cannot take this with me. I would rather have my husband at home more often, to have time with him, that we can spend quality time doing things together, creating memories, cherishing memories, not just fleeting time passing by, hi, hello, how are you, and he's gone his way, and no, that quality time, that is more significant, more important. And that takes a balance of saying, okay, I don't necessarily want to drive an $80,000 car. I would settle for something less, fancy, but I have my husband at home. And so and especially when there's children around, especially, you have to find the balance to say, let's downsize. And let's find time because you're raising children now. You become, as parents, you become leadership. You're in a leadership role. And if you are teaching your children, well, all you do is hunt for money to have a big house and a fancy good. So you're creating generational cycles. Right? Always, this is something that society has lost. What we are actually doing in life is creating our generational cycles. Do we create a breakdown of it, or do we build to create generational cycles? And wealth is not necessarily this thing about wealth. The moment you mention the word wealth, it becomes, well, how much are you a millionaire? Or,
how much money do you have?
Wealth is the inner, the spiritual, the fulfillment, the harmonious space, the richness of seeing in the lens in which you see life. I'm wealthy, my children are healthy, my husband is healthy, my wife is healthy, my family is happy and joyful and harmonious, and we're spending time. That is wealth. That is wealth. That is true wealth.
This is really good. This is really good, and I think I hope people are listening to this, because it's a hot topic, right? Now on the men's side, right, when we talk about what men need to do in order to be a good provider, what would you say from your perspective? What would you, and you representing women, be looking for in a good husband? So you want to be a helpmate, you want to be that support, you want to be that Proverbs 31 woman. What are you looking for? How would you find your Boaz?
My Boaz. First, I would look for the character of him. Does he value himself? First, a man should be valuing himself. He should be in oneness this way with the Creator, a heart for God. Then he becomes a Boaz. Once a man has a heart for God, he is a true Boaz, because therefore he will cherish the relationship. And as you question what am I looking for? Value. Does he value himself? Is he taking care of his mind, body, and soul? It's not necessarily about physique. It's about his mind, body, and soul. Is he in balance with himself? Is he humble? Does he live in his integrity? You know, or if he's living in his ego and pride, and so these are the qualities that a Proverbs 31 woman is also seeking after. It's not necessarily personally. Let me speak personally on this one. Wealth. It has nothing to do with the amount of money he makes or have, or the things he obtains, or how much accolades. A man can have all the accolades on the wall, but still not be a husband. Is he going to value the union? If he values the union, he values the woman behind the union, right? The moment a man begins to devalue a woman, when it comes to, because women are more on the intimate emotional side, where men they're also looking for that intimate emotional connection, but on a different way, because a man does not necessarily let his little ego down, or say I'm looking for this, and
you don't tap into the emotional side.
No. However, a man is quite emotional, believe it or not. It's just the way they were taught as growing up. Be a man. This thing about you got to be a man and be tough, and don't show your softness. Which I believe should change. That should change. We need to change that. And especially coming from the Caribbean family, is being so tough on men, right?